Good afternoon, everybody. You're all very welcome here to the library, and I'm delighted to welcome you. Already we have had a very good introduction to why it is we are here, but in fact, all of you who are here, I feel, are committed, and you already are very well informed as to why we should be. However, we are here to launch a new programme of commissioning opportunities for artists and art practitioners under the In Context 4 in our times public art programme. Over the next 3 years, In Context 4 in our time will see about €200,000 allocated to new artistic projects across South Dublin. Now, I'm particularly happy to be here and to be launching it because the arts is something that has always been of interest to me. I can't say that I am artistic, but I can say that I really appreciate art in all its forms. And a number of years ago, when I worked in a different context altogether, I worked in Foss. And that time we were the biggest funder of arts in the country, would you believe, at that time. And for my sins, therefore, I got nominated that time to the Arts Council, where I was very happy to serve for a number of years. And during that period, one of the, I suppose, coxorums and one of the things that we tried to do was to get local authorities more involved in the arts. And we got them to appoint arts officers and so on at that time. So my interest goes back a fair bit. And now that I'm mayor, the first citizen of this county, I'm really delighted that we are launching this programme. And in launching it, I will be very conscious of the fact that we have now about 120 different nationalities in our county. And I would hope that this is an opportunity through the arts of really creating community, of really engaging with the different cultures, the different traditions, the different visions that people have. And I believe that the arts is a solid and a tremendous place to begin that and to continue that. And I encourage everybody here to further that ideal insofar as you can. And I know that that is going to be something that will be very central to the programme. But of course, like every programme, it has a beginning, an end, and a middle. And the middle is the piece we're all interested in. And that is to get everybody involved, to really make it a community initiative from beginning to end. The vision of In Context 4 is to develop a public art programme that acts as a gathering point and a catalyst for social change. It aims to gather temporary communities around inspirational ideas that aspire to a legacy. We all leave a legacy behind us one way or another, and so let us leave a creative one behind us, and let us involve people in that. And you know, it's joyous, and it's meant to really celebrate the life. And you know, as somebody said, life is what happens while you're planning something else. Well, I think in the arts, you can really do both. You can be both creating it and living it at the same time. In Context 4 asserts the role of the artist, therefore, as both a citizen and as a leader, by asking artists to inspire a future for the county that is connected, in the first place, to a sense of place, to a sense of community belonging, and to civic awareness. And those three aspirations, I think, summarise a lot of what life is about. Okay, we have water charges, we have other charges, we have taxes, we have now and again no buses or whatever. But throughout all that, we endeavour as humans to be joyous and to have a sense of place, a sense of community, and a sense of civic awareness. We are asking artists through this to respond to the experience of the county from a multitude of perspectives. For example, architecturally, in the public realm, culturally, environmentally, through heritage, through politics, through sociology, through sustainability, through play, and through well-being, so that we can create a new vision for the future. And the future, and I'm talking to people who love the arts here, the future is not like the Cliffs of Moher, where you can go out and touch it tomorrow. You can't. As you know, the future is always pushing away from us, and we have to keep chasing it. To quote the curators of In Context 4 in our time, the commissioners are seeking groundbreaking, experimental, and radical approaches by artists through projects that they will create that foster dialogue, connection, and exchange with communities of people and place. And I think that is a very strong aspiration and really links into our time where that is what is needed. Okay, we can go chasing all kinds of things with our mobile phones, but at the end of the day, it's as individuals that we can relate to each other. Through this process, it is hoped that ordinary public art projects may emerge, offering us insight and alternative ways of thinking about and seeing our county. Now, there are two strands to In Context 4. The first strand is a projects award strand offering a range of funding which is available for innovative proposals relative to the scale and nature of the proposed artistic project. Each project can be, valued or set at anything between 15,000 and 50,000. And secondly, an evaluation commission of 20,000, which will create a space for reflection and dialogue between the artists, the different communities of interest, and the commissioners, I should say. Again, very noble aspirations, and I know from previous experience they will be given real expression. The artist and evaluator will be supported by a curator throughout the programme to create ambitious new works and to build relationships with artists and communities across the county. Since the last In Context programme of 2009, there has been a period, as we all know, of great economic uncertainty in the country. However, during this time, South Dublin County Council continued to engage in economic development and also in improving the quality of life, giving people, who are living in the county, who are working in the county, or who are visiting the county, some sense of a better quality. The Dublin Mountains Tourism Project, the Clondalk and Round Towers Heritage Development Project, the Village Enhancement Project, which involves 13 villages around the county, are now coming towards fruition. And these have been achieved at a time of great austerity when money was very, very scarce. And it's a credit to the council to have achieved that and not just let things slack. This is in the context then of the project which was NICE Dublin, Music Generation South Dublin, and the Red Line Book Facility. These again are also great examples of the work of the arts and library services in the county, which continues to go from strength to strength and which has become increasingly dynamic and diverse under the stewardship of our arts officer, Orla Scannell, and the acting county librarian, Bernie Meanahan. And I think both of those deserve a real bula boss. So finally then, and not to be holding you up from the creativity side of the evening, although I think everything can itself be turned into creativity, on behalf of South Dublin County Council, I would like to thank the curators and public art advisors, Aoife Tunney and Claire Power, who are with us, and the Council's Public Art Working Group for the originality they have brought to this programme of commissioners. I'd like to acknowledge the support of the councillors, of the Chief Executive, Danny McLaughlin, and the management team for this public arts programme. In particular, I want to thank Frank Nevin, who is the Director of Economic Enterprise and Tourism Development, and Billy Coleman, who is the Director of Housing, Social and Community Development. And I like to believe that we take a reasonably integrated approach in South Dublin, so that these different departments don't operate in isolation, but try to work much closer together. And as we know, when you do that, you get a multiplier effect and everybody benefits. The programme will build on the principles and experience of previous programmes. That was in context 1, in context 2, in context 3. Hence, we arrive now at in context 4. It continues South Dublin County Council's commitment as the commissioners of progressive public art practices in all disciplines. I really encourage you to follow and to interact with the programme over the next few years. I feel I'm preaching to the converted here, but you know, tomorrow, when people ask you where you were, you tell them you were above in Tallaght, you were in the library, you were launching a mighty festival over the next 3 years, which is going to celebrate and bring the arts to the surface. They're there. All we need to do is actually work on making them and creating them for ourselves. It is now my great pleasure, therefore, to launch in Context 4 in our time 2016 to 2019, which is the Public Art Programme of Opportunities, and to welcome, finally, the real speaker of the evening, and that is Selena Guinness. So give me the